Welcome and good evening to everyone out there. Let me just introduce myself. My name is Ozzy from Ozzy Video Tour on YouTube. I hope everybody's doing well. It's a nice day outside today in New York City. It's about 58 degrees and I decided to stay home and do a little live and show you guys, up front and in person. I continue on. I just want to say I have a little issue with my live. I mean, the internet is not working that brilliantly. So if you see a little cut on and off, it's the internet. So I'm going to share my story, migrating from Jamaica to the USA and eventually become a YouTuber. I was born and raised in a small little area in Olympic Garden called Tower Hill. When I was growing up as a child, it was a beautiful place to live. There was no violence, no issue. You could walk outside and have fun with your friends, play games, whatever. But here comes politics, spoil everything. It becomes a notorious place to live as a youth. You have to watch your back. Your parents worry about you when you go back and forth, go to school back and forth. Things have changed due to politics. I could never understand politics, and I could never understand why people kill each other and fight each other over politicians. It was like, as a youth, never like to discuss politics, don't like politics. We're all Jamaicans and we should be living a loving life, togetherness. But everybody have different of opinions. Everybody do their own thing. But all in all, we have to agree to disagree in life. But politics was really a disease those days. It just tear us apart as a nation. But as I go along, before even politics started, there was a club in Jamaica called Tower Hill Youth Club. That club was, have everybody together. Who plays soccer, or what do you call it, soccer/football. The girls play netball. We always have something going on. And there was this one man that used to run that club. His name is John Crooks. We call him Prezi Crooks. We used to go I think every Tuesday night together in Seaward All-Age School, the school that I went to as a youth. And we have club meetings, we live as one. So there comes every summer, we used to have what we call sports day. We get together in competition. Who does tracks, people does soccer, football, and there's a competition, a middle distance, long, you get awards. So it keep the young people off the street. So it was we used to together on a Sunday morning, almost every Sunday morning, and run to the beach called Elsha. And I'm not talking about the new Elsha and about the old Elsha beach. We used to get up in the morning. We never had cell phones and computers and all that. We used to get up in the morning at 4:30 a.m. A kind of sound, distinct sound when we whistle. That means we are gathering together, ready to run. So we run from the Tower area to Port Henderson Beach. Port Henderson Beach was our major stop because it was a little bit short. And we're talking beach, but you run across the old Causeway Bridge before the new road is now in place. We swim, we came back home, we spent we get over there about 5:30, so we're back before 8 o'clock in the morning. Then, as we say, we went to Elsha Beach, run back. And those days we had 10-speed bicycles, so we start riding and we ride back and forth. We end up over in the new Elsha Beach that we have now currently. And to let you guys know that the Port Fort Clarence Beach, Elsha, where everybody goes out there fish. So it was a journey back then. Seaward All-Age School was where I went to school for many years. It was Seaward Primary, and it became Seaward All-Age, and I was always involved in sport. In the mid to late 70s, Denhamtown Secondary School. And Denhamtown Secondary School is almost to the end of Spanish Town Road, going towards downtown Kingston. And across the street was here to enter. But I was going back and forth from school. People would ask me, how are you traveling from those area to this area? You're not scared? And is everybody in your neighborhood, are they bad people? I said, no, not in every neighborhood. You might hear the people stereotype these neighborhoods, but in every neighborhood, there are majority of people are good people. People will spoil a neighborhood by doing wrongdoings and all that, but that neighborhood was good. So I was in Denhamtown for years. For about 2 years, I spent in Denham school. I went to a place called Operation Friendship Trade Training Center. And for those Jamaicans who are out there in the diaspora and back home in Jamaica, you guys understand, you guys would probably know what I'm talking about. So I went to Operation Friendship Trade Training Center. I was doing the mechanic work. I was trained to become a mechanic. My first year, everything went well, things was rosy. Then I decided, you know what? I'm gonna take I heard about this test for the JDF. After school, at the end of the year, I got a letter, a telegram. Those days are telegram. I got a telegram that I was needed to report to the JDF for training in Newcastle. I said, wow. But I was undecided, should I continue training to become a mechanic, or should I just go to the JDF? And I just thought, so I left that training center and went to Newcastle for, the violence started up really bad back home in the early 80s. There were some guys hanging out in the woods. Because I was at Newcastle, and above Newcastle, it was a place called Catherine Peaks. Our training was stopped abruptly for about a week or so because we had to defend Newcastle because we never know who these people are. On and on, things went well. So, the brass decided to resume training, and we trained, typical, training for soldiers up and down. And we went to a place called Twickenham Park. Twickenham Park is in skills, shooting, marksmanship, whatever. So it was, back home in Jamaica and living in a neighborhood where I come from was rough. Rough on our parents, rough on other people. It was something that you have to be strong to live in that neighborhood because, violence was really on the rampage. But sports was our ultimate goal. People get involved in sporting activities. Like I said, I used to do a lot of running. When I ended up in Denhamtown Secondary School, I became a member of the track and field team. I didn't do the field part of athletics and running, like the 800 meter, the 1500 National Stadium, and so the point I'm trying to make, even though you come from these neighborhoods where people fear, there's good people there. There's people that pass exams, went on to college, high school, and college, and people become mechanics, engineering, nurses, doctors, and stuff like that. So it's good. So the life that I live, it was a life where I always want to be on the move, doing crime, stay away from bad company. So one day we decided to take a run in the country. 5 of us as friends, we jumped on a bicycle and we headed to the country. I know these here, probably you don't. We rode from Kingston, we ride from Kingston to Portland. But we turned around, we didn't go through the entire Portland. We went through St. Mary and come back. So on our journey, it was treacherous. You're on a bicycle, you're not on a motorcycle. You have to be out, up on your saddle and sprint over and ride your bicycle and go. So people were saying, oh, you guys are crazy. You ride from Kingston to Portland? This long journey up those hills and those roads are bad and all that. But the point to the fact, these things happen to people like us, friends, good people in this neighborhood. We wanted to be away from politics. We wanted to be away from companies and bad influence and all that. So we did something to get our mind away from these these influences that stalk our neighborhood when we were a child. But up to today, I just couldn't understand why over 850 people died because of politicians. Never like it then, never like it today. But the good thing is that when I went to JDF, I decided to say, you know what, I'm going to try and see if I can get a visa to come to the United States. Went up there, got my first visa, got a one entry, did my time here, came back. When I went back to the embassy, they said, they turned me down. I said, why? I was so mad. I said, look, I ain't going to America, no, I'm all right. I ain't going back. Because I did what they tell me to do. Hey, you know, do your time, the time you spent there, come back home. And when I went back, they didn't give me it. So it was 1 year later, I said, you know what, I'm going to try again. So I went back and I got my visa. I decided to say, okay, I'm going to make another trip. So I made my little trip back. Until eventually I got married and I decided to go to the States and work. And, you know, you start all over again because you're in a new country and things were not the same. You know, the weather's different. You know, Jamaica is always hot and beautiful. So when you're in the States, you're going to go through winter, you're going to go through autumn, summer, spring. But for a military mind like me, a guy who was in the JDF for 8 years, running around the hills and valley, training through woods and the bushes and the forests, my mind was already set. So it wasn't a piece of cake for me to not make my mind bend and get weak and start doing the wrong thing, get myself in trouble. So I just stay the course, do what I'm supposed to do, get whatever I need, and here I am. Now I decided to say, you know, I start watching TV a lot and I start watching YouTube doing their things and stuff like that. And I say, you know what, I'm going to try this YouTube thing. It's look very interesting. Go out and get and bought myself, you know, a camera. Yeah, it was a small, cheaper version. Then after I started to do my research, I realized that that camera would work. So I started to investigate and with people out there who's doing YouTube, people out there who's on YouTube channel that, you know, I watch what they do, the things, the equipment that they use. You can't afford everything that these guys use, but you just try to get something in the middle ground, something that you can work on. So today I'm here just telling you guys my story. I hope you guys understand and see people out there doing stuff. And also, everyone out there who you see doing YouTube, I believe they're all good people. People that want to do good for themselves and others. And it's not always about the money. Not always about the money. It's all about entertaining people, getting to know people, travel if you could travel to another country, or you could travel to another state. Because what I do now, I travel to different parts of New York. I go to Washington, D.C., I go to Philadelphia, I go to Virginia, I go to those places. So the more you move around, the more you get accustomed to what people do on an everyday basis. From Jamaica, with all that, the thing I told you about Jamaica, when I was a child, growing up and doing all these things, I think I have accomplished a lot. Not rich, not famous, but with God's help, we all can get together as human beings and do the right thing. Love each other, support each other, say hi to a stranger on the street somewhere, get an interview from a person out there, see what their life is all about, and if you could help in any way you could, you just do it. And, you know, this world probably would be a better place. Please leave a comment in the comment section. Please subscribe to my channel. It is Aussie Video Tours 557 on YouTube. I'll be on the street when I get a chance. The time is getting a little bit better now. It's coming close to springtime. So I will be out there doing some videos. So I hope you guys understand the road, not only the road that I took, but other people. You have some people out there who tell me even some more serious story about what happened to them when they were growing up. They didn't have any place to live. They had to eat out of the garbage can. They had to run around until eventually the luck came their way. Somebody find them, pick them up, shelter them, school them, and they're in college right now. I've heard of another YouTuber that went through hell over there in Africa, and he's now in the States, somewhere in Houston, doing his thing. He's one of those guys. I think he's an electrical engineer or some kind of computer tech, and he's coming from the slums in Africa, and he does this thing. So we all have our story to tell. Our story is different in many ways, but we do have a story to tell. So I like positive people. I like to be around positive. Negative guys that watch YouTube a lot, they like to be negative about things you say and things you do and the video that you shoot. They'll talk stuff. But God bless you still. I'm not here to condemn anyone. If you're negative, you won't be hearing me getting back to you in a negative way. I just pray for you. But I like to be around positive people. Because positive people give you that energy, takes away stress. It makes you live. It makes you connect to people out there. You know what I'm saying? So being around people, some of those YouTubers out there like Jamaica Walk By, you have Jason and Gina, good, nice couple out there. Dee Wango from Africa. I spoke to her earlier on her live. So guys, it's all about being a human being. Try to bring somebody down or try to hurt someone. It shouldn't be happening in today's modern world, but it does happen because all human beings are different. You have different races, creed, religion, and people fight against each other about their religion, their territories, and all that. But I'm here to bring you, if I can, bring you the news of what's going on in the world, if I can travel somewhere other than the United States and Jamaica. But Jamaica is where I love. Jamaica is the land we all love. Jamaica is the land of wood and water. Jamaica is the land of sugar and rum, they said. It's mountainous, it's full of fresh air, vibrance. Everything about Jamaica, to me, is great. There are crimes, but, if you think about crime, you'll never travel. You just have to be aware of your surroundings, where you go, who you associate yourself with when you go to those parts of the world, and who you take a drink with. Because people are going to these countries and they found strangers and they get involved and get romantically involved and they start drinking. In a nutshell, they're knocked out, especially the females. Then when they woke up, they realize that something terrible has happened to them. So you got to know who you hang around, who you speak to, who you get involved with, even if you find someone that you like. You gotta do your homework. You have to be very, very careful in what you do, because there are people out there who will do you harm and up to no good. But I believe the majority of the world today, there are good people out there. Just like the neighborhood that I came from, if you check the math, if you're looking at say 100%, you'll see about 95% of the people in those areas are good people, and you have a 5% who will do the wrong thing. So from Jamaica, from Seawater All-Age School to Tower Youth Club to hanging out with good friends, running to the beaches in the morning, get involved in sporting activities, going to the market, helping your parents, do your chores, go to school, get an education, you'll be fine. All of us will be fine. And just say hi to your neighbor. Hi, how you doing? Good morning, good evening. It's a good thing. There's nothing wrong with that. If somebody don't answer you, at least you gesture to that person and tell them hi. And you keep going. Just be good to yourself, love each other, and be well, and keep a sound mind, you'll be great. So, being a YouTuber right now is something that I'm enjoying, and I will continue doing it until I retire. And I will bring you great contents. I will try and do everything to help you, help me, because I depend on subscribers and viewership. So as I say, I'm Ozzy Video Tour on YouTube, and I hope you guys was watching and enjoying. Just leave a comment in the comment section. You know, please subscribe and then hit that notification bell so you could see all my content when it comes out. Just don't watch, subscribe, you know, and I will bring you the things that you need to see. Some of the things are not going to be great all the times, but what I try to do is try to bring things of interest, whether I'm here in New York or I'm in Jamaica, or I'm over in Washington, D.C., or I'm in upstate New York, or I'm in Canada, which I'm planning to travel. Be positive. Subscribe, like, share, love, respect each other. Until I see you guys again, peace. And as Alcom Maine will say, what you gonna do when Ozzy Video Tour run wild on